Welcome to Creamer Media's Polity. I'm Brad Dubbelman. I'm in Randburg to meet with political analyst Aubrey Matshiqi to discuss the internal battles within the ANC. Aubrey, you say that Julius Malema's disciplinary hearing forms one element of a multi-dimensional political battle. Could you elaborate on this?
Well, what we tend to do is to focus only on the disciplinary hearing and whether the outcome will advantage or disadvantage Julius Malema, when in fact the disciplinary hearing is a subset of a multidimensional and broader battle for power and influence within the ANC. And the battle is going to be fought on many fronts: the legal front, the moral front, the policy front, the political front, and other fronts. And to some extent, the broader political battle is independent from what is happening inside the disciplinary hearing, because there is an extent to which the goals people want to achieve through the disciplinary hearing are different from the goals that can be achieved in the broader political battle.
You suggest that Zuma may wish to remove Julius Malema as president of the Youth League before the Mangaung conference. Is there a possibility that the Youth League may argue that they are an autonomous body within the ANC and will not accept rulings against their leaders? Or what other scenarios could play out?
Well, firstly, they have not been charged as leaders of the Youth League. They've been charged as individual members of the ANC who happen to be leaders of the Youth League too. So which means they will have to subject themselves to procedures and processes of the ANC. Now, there seems to be a foregone conclusion on the part of many that the least that Julius Malema will suffer is a suspension of his membership, on top of which the disciplinary committee may impose expulsion from the party as a penalty. But the ANC constitution says that any penalty that is imposed by the disciplinary committee is not effective until the accused has used all available remedies at his disposal, which means if he is found guilty by the disciplinary committee, he may appeal to the appeals committee, but if they find against him, the matter may go to the NWC, the National Working Committee, which may take the decision to escalate the matter to the NEC, at which point the NEC itself might escalate the matter to National Conference. So this can go all the way to National Conference in Mangaung in 2012. So the critical issue here is whether Malema has enough support in the NWC and the NEC of the ANC to have the matter escalated upwards.
You make the point that warring factions within the ANC may pull back from the battle or even pull out if the ANC is severely weakened or destroyed. Do you think this is a likely scenario?
There are many scenarios. One scenario is one in which members of the ANC decide to fight a two-stage battle. So you may have people who have an antipathy towards Malema, which is not necessarily support for Jacob Zuma, in which case they might fight the battle of making sure that Malema is neutralized, at the end of which continue with the battle to express their feelings about the leadership of Jacob Zuma. On the other hand, there is a fear within the party that the ANC may not survive another bruising battle prior to Mangaung, in which case, in defense of the party, those in the middle, and if there are a sizable chunk of the ANC's membership, might argue that some kind of settlement must be reached between the warring factions. Now remember, when you talk about warring factions, it does not necessarily mean Julius Malema will be part of the battle, because at that point, Julius Malema may or may not be part of the battle, depending on how the disciplinary process evolves.
The alternative scenario that you paint in the battle for power is that warring factions have no regard of the damage they are doing to the ANC and the country. Is there any current evidence of this?
Well, the evidence may not be obvious. What I'm expressing at the moment is a fear that is being expressed inside the party that to the extent that we look at winners and losers in terms of Julius Malema and President Zuma and those who support them, there are those who say it doesn't matter who wins or loses the battle. The ANC will not win the battle. And therefore what lies beyond this battle is a weaker and more unstable ANC.
That was political analyst Aubrey Matshiqi speaking to Creamer Media's Polity about internal battles within the ANC.
Donate now and give 15 Rand a month. SMS JOIN to 41486.